Jimmy Esposito-Vargas, the Whisker. Long Beach, California. I came east this evening with a written list. The list has 9 names. 8 of them are dogs. By Sunday morning, the list will be shorter. Port Authority, 11:30 p.m. Greyhound from Albuquerque. A man eats cheese from his pocket. A child cries, a pigeon steals a fry, and I step off in my powder blue Boyle Heights tailored zoot. And February in New York hits my whiskers like a slap from God. But I am focused. I am here on business. The list is in my pocket. Tony Vito, Frankie, Marcello, the Bichon Frise on harmony. Marcello is optional. Marcello, if he is reasonable, walks. The other 3 do not. And then Carlo. Carlo is the work. Carlo is the reason I packed the switchblade. And I walk down Mulberry past Carlo's office, which is a step behind a pizza place. And I see the old dog through the glass, 3-piece suit, fedora, cannoli in his paw. And he looks tired, he looks 14 years old, he looks done. And I think, Jimmy, my friend, this is going to be easier than the briefing said. The hit list, baby, the hit list. 9 names in a Sunday deadline. The hit list. California has come east to renovate the alley. The hit list. Tony loses his tail, Vito loses his teeth, Frankie loses his nerve, and Carlo loses the only thing he has left, his block by the weekend. Now I wanna be clear, I am not angry, I do not raise my voice, I am a smiler. Out west, the boys call me El Sonriente, the smiler. I will smile while my crew breaks Tony's tail at the Fulton Fish Market on Tuesday. I will smile while Hector the pigeon delivers the photo to Carlo at the Bowery Hotel. And I will smile, Carlo, when you walk into my alley on Friday morning, and I am sitting in your seat, and the cannoli is in my paw, and Marcello is singing for me, and the backstep of Sal's Pizza is finally under management that breeds, and the dogs on Mulberry Street, the ones that are left, call me boss. And the briefing was clear, the briefing from the family was very, very clear. Jimmy, go east, take the alley, bring back the Sunday morning headlines. And the briefing did not say, be merciful. The briefing did not say, make friends. The briefing said, El Sonriente, go smile, until the smiling is the last thing they hear. The hit list, baby, the hit list. 9 names and a Sunday deadline. Tony, Vito, Frankie, Marcello, Hector, Esteban. Wait, Esteban is mine. Tony, Vito, Frankie, Marcello, and Carlo. And 3 I have not named yet. The hit list is California, coming east. My ears are cold. My ears are genuinely cold. I should have brought the longer coat, the brown one with the lining. I will buy a coat tomorrow, after the fish market, after Tony. The coat will be black to match the suit I am wearing to Carlo's wake. The hit list. The hit list. 4 a.m. Sal's back step, February. I am 14. That is 84 in dog years. That is a career, a lifetime. That is too many winters in the same alley. Tonight I cannot sleep. Tonight I am eating a cannoli. I do not want. Tony's got prostate trouble. Tony's been to the vet 3 times this month. The vet says Tony needs surgery. Tony says the vet can, quote, kiss his rosary. Tony does Tuesdays at the Fulton Fish Market. Tony is currently at the Fulton Fish Market. And every time Tony goes alone to Fulton, I get a feeling in my bones. Vito, God love him, Vito has the dementia. Vito called me Bruno on Sunday. Bruno was Vito's brother. Bruno died in 96. Vito does not recall. And Vito does the rooftops because Vito knows the rooftops better than anyone alive. But the rooftops, Vito, the rooftops, Vito, you do remember, they are at the top of the building. Frankie's drinking again. Frankie's been drinking since the Knicks lost in 2013. Frankie's drinking is between you and me, between us and the saxophone, getting worse. And every Tuesday I find a bottle in the alley behind Sal's that wasn't there on Monday. And every Tuesday the bottle is Frankie's brand Bushmills, the cheap one. The crown don't fit, my friends. The crown don't fit no more. The crown was made for a younger dog with a Tony who didn't have prostate. The crown don't fit, and the empire is frankly held together by me and Marcello. And Marcello, God love him, Marcello is too sweet for what is coming. You wanna know what Marcello did yesterday? Marcello went to the dog park. Marcello played fetch with a labradoodle named Brisket, who we met on Bumble. Marcello came back glowing. Marcello came back happy. Marcello hummed all evening. Marcello, the only living dog on this crew, is on a dating app for dogs. And I love him, I love him, I love him, I love him like a son I never had. But Marcello cannot be the high harmony and the muscle. And the muscle is what we need, because the briefings have been clear. A cat is coming from California. The family in Boyle Heights has a list. And the hit list, my friends, the hit list, I have also read it. Hector the pigeon found a copy in a trash can outside the Bowery Hotel on Sunday. And the list has 9 names, and one of them is Marcello. And Marcello is optional, and optional in this neighborhood means alive only if convenient. The crown don't fit, my friends. The crown don't fit no more. And the empire is rotting from the back. Step out, Tony's back is gone. Vito is Bruno. The crown don't fit, and the cat in powder blue is currently at the bus station. And the alley by sunrise, my friends, may not be mine. You wanna know the truth? The truth is, and this is between me, the saxophone, and the cannoli, I am not eating. I am tired. I am 84. I am tired the way an old man is tired, who has eaten too much veal. Veal. Speaking of which, the veal at Lupa is exceptional. You take the veal, you put it on a... Wait, where was I? Right, the empire. Yes, the empire is ruined from the inside. And the cat is coming. And I am 84 in my knees. And if Marcello, God forbid, I am saying this, I am saying it out loud. If Marcello, for any reason, were to, God forbid, leave us this week, then the harmony is gone, the muscle is gone, the high parts are gone, and the crown that don't fit would fall off entirely by Friday. Marcello kid, wherever you are tonight, Be careful, stay off the rooftops. Frankie can do the rooftops Friday. Frankie is sober on Fridays mostly. The cannoli is finished. I will go home now. I will sleep 2 hours. I will be back at 6. This is Carlo, Big Stuff, Caruso, Mulberry Street. The crown don't fit. The crown is still mine. Mine. Hey! Tuesday morning, 4 a.m. the Fulton Fish Market. A truck arrives from Maine with 1,200 pounds of cod. Tony Caruso, pit bull, 63 in dog years, prostate trouble, is on the dock to sign for it. Tony is alone. Carlo would not have sent him alone. But Carlo did not know. Come up Beekman Street in a beat-up Lincoln Continental. Esteban from Echo Park, Chewy from Long Beach, and a kid named Refugio from El Sereno. They park behind the dock, they get out, they straighten their suits. Refugio slips on a wet fish, and lands in a tub of clams. Now this is unfortunate. Refugio is wet, Refugio is covered in clams. Refugio is gonna need new pants. Refugio is gonna need a new suit. Tony hears a splash and turns around, and Tony was confused, because 3 cats in 3 suits and 1 cat in clams is a visual to process. And in the second of confusion, Esteban moves. Esteban is efficient. Esteban has a knife in each paw. Esteban does not hesitate. And Tony has time for 1 word, and the word, friends, the word Tony chose was lasagna. Tony said lasagna. And then the screaming started. What we did to Tony. What we did to Tony at the Fulton Fish Market. What we did to Tony was a message. And the message was for Carlo. What we did to Tony was take his tail, leave him alive, let him walk. Walk back to Mulberry, show the alley what California looks like. Now Tony, to his credit, Tony took the loss with dignity. Tony, halfway through the procedure, started reciting his mother's lasagna recipe. Pine nuts, pine nuts. Does the lasagna have pine nuts? Mama said no. Pine nuts. And Esteban paused. Esteban, to his credit, Esteban paused to consider the question. And Tony said, the answer is, it depends. It depends on whether your grandmother was from Puglia or Calabria. And Esteban said, Tony, my friend, I am from I do not know. And Tony said, fair, that is fair. And then Esteban took the tail. And Tony, without his tail, without his prostate cooperating, walked 17 blocks back to Mulberry, leaving a light trail of red on the snow. And every dog in Chinatown saw it, every cat in Little Italy heard about it by sunrise. And Carlo at his back step. When Tony arrived, Carlo did not say a word. And what is the message, friends? What is the message of Tony's tale at the Fulton Fish Market? The message is simple. The message is clear. The message is in 3 parts. 1. California has arrived. 2. California is not making offers this time. 3. Carlo's crew is old. Carlo's crew has prostate problems. Carlo's crew is in our way. And on the rooftop above the Fulton Fish Market, while we were finishing up, I heard, and Esteban heard, and even Refugio heard, while he was getting clams out of his pants, a small noise, a chittering from the building above the dock. Probably nothing a pigeon, eh? Drunk Seagull, New York is full of weird noises. Uh. Refugio in the Lincoln. On the way back, Refugio asked me a question. Refugio says, boss, was that a chittering on the roof, on the building? Did you hear it? And I tell Refugio, my friend, Refugio with the clams in his shoes. Refugio, focus. We have 8 more dogs to clean up before Sunday. Forget the chittering. And Refugio nods. Refugio is a good kid. Refugio will go far. Refugio will not. Refugio will not bring up the chittering again. Because in this business, friends, in this business, you do not get distracted by noises on rooftops when there is a hit list in your pocket and a Sunday deadline. What we did to Tony at the Fulton Fish Market was Act 1 of 9. 8 more to go by Sunday. What we did to Tony. Vito is next, then Frankie, then Marcello, if convenient. And Carlo, we save for last. Carlo, we save for Sunday morning. The Lincoln drops me back at the Bowery Hotel at 6 a.m. I take a long shower, I'd order room service. The breakfast menu does not have horchata. I make a note, I will speak to management. The breakfast menu should have horchata. And outside the window, a pigeon lands on the sill. The pigeon has a small envelope tied to its leg. The pigeon is Hector Carlo's courier, the one paid in pizza crust. Hector has already been to see me. Carlo works fast. The envelope contains a Polaroid. Wednesday, 6 p.m. Astoria. A basement under a Greek diner. The diner is owned by a man named Pavlos who owes me favors. The favors are now a basement. A chair, a single bare bulb, and a saucer of milk. The cat sitting in the chair is Esteban from Echo Park, the Maine Coon. Esteban, first of all. Esteban, I am sorry. I want you to know that you are, by every account, a good cat. You did your job, you hit Tony at Fulton. That was professional. That was work. I respect work, we all respect work. But the work created a problem for me, and the solution to the problem is in this chair. Now I have brought a Polaroid camera. The camera is from 1987. The camera was Vinny's. Vinny ran the alley before me. Vinny taught me the camera. The camera takes one photo at a time. The photo develops in your hand, it is magic. The camera is the only one the family has. And tonight, the camera is yours. And I want you to look directly into the lens, Esteban. And I want your eyes, your beautiful Echo Park eyes, to be very scared. Because the photo is going to Jimmy, the Whisker, your boss at the Bowery Hotel. And Jimmy needs to see that the war he started has arrived at his lieutenant's the Polaroid Jimmy. The Polaroid comes by pigeon tonight. The Polaroid Jimmy. Esteban Jimmy, your second in command in a basement. The Polaroid Jimmy. Under a saucer of milk he refuses to touch. And the message, Jimmy, is one message: get out of Mulberry by Saturday. Now I cannot, Esteban. I cannot quite operate this camera, bear with me. The button is on the top, on the weight, the front is the lens. No, that was my thumb. That was a photo of my thumb. Hector will be confused. That was the floor. That was a photo of the floor. Hector will be very confused. There we go there. Esteban, that is a beautiful, terrified photo. The light is good. You look, frankly, devastating in fluorescence. This will go to Jimmy with the other two by accident, because I do not have envelopes, and Hector will deliver 3 photos. Thumb, floor, Esteban, and Jimmy will understand. And I want to add, Esteban, you are not gonna be hurt, hear me on that. You are gonna sit in this chair until Jimmy comes to the table. You are gonna drink the milk eventually. The milk is fresh, Pavlos buys good milk. And when this is over, Esteban, when this is over, I will buy you dinner. The Polaroid Jimmy. The Polaroid pigeon flying east. The Polaroid. The Polaroid Jimmy. Wait, the photo of the floor went first. That's embarrassing. The Polaroid Jimmy. Adjust your strategy by midnight, or Esteban sees a longer night. And the message, Jimmy, Saturday. Get out of Mulberry by Saturday. Esteban, between us, off the record. And I want you to drink the milk eventually. I am 14. I am 84. My knees do not work. My teeth do not work. And I should not be in a basement on a Wednesday Polaroiding a cat I have nothing against. This is, frankly, beneath the dignity I had imagined for my late career. And Marcello, God love him. Marcello is at home tonight in his bow-tied basket. Marcello is too sweet for this work. Marcello does not see basins. Marcello, on Saturday, will sing the high harmony when this is over. And the alley is back. And the war is finished. And you, Esteban, are eating dinner with me as a free cat. That is the plan. That is the plan, Esteban. Drink the milk. Trust the system. The hell was that? That was outside. That was close. Probably a possum. There are possums in Astoria. Pavlos has mentioned them. Hector arrives at 11:43 p.m. Hector lands on the basement window. I tape the 3 Polaroids together, thumb, floor, Esteban, into one envelope. I tie the envelope to Hector's leg. I give Hector 3 pizza crusts as agreed. Hector takes off east. The Bowery Hotel is 15 blocks. Hector will be there by midnight. And in the corner of the basement, Esteban, I see your eyes and I see humor. You are laughing at me. You are laughing at the thumb photo, and Esteban, I am laughing too. We are both laughing in a basement in Astoria. This whole thing is frankly absurd. Two old men, a Polaroid camera, a war we did not start. The Polaroid Jimmy, by midnight. The Polaroid arrives, the Polaroid Jimmy. And Esteban, friends, Esteban is alright, actually. The Polaroid Jimmy. The war has reached the basements. The war has reached us. And the message, Jimmy, by Saturday, let's talk at the dock like men. And Esteban says, finally, after sitting silent the whole time, Carlo, I will drink the milk is fine. The Polaroid was funny, but... And I say, Esteban, but what? What is the but? And Esteban says quietly, Carlo, the chittering outside, it's closer now. And we both listen. Esteban, finish the milk quickly. This is bigger than us. This is bigger than us. Esteban! Carlo, mind if I come in? I brought flowers, I didn't know what kind. The man at the bodega said roses. The bodega is at Houston and Mott. He said these. Marcello kid, I'm sorry, I am so sorry. We had the wrong dock, Carlo, my boys had the wrong address. We hit Pavlos's brother's restaurant by mistake. Marcello was just walking past. Marcello was on the way back from the dog park. Marcello had been on a date. The kid had a bumble, did you know that, Carlo? Did you know Marcello had a bumble? The kid had a swipe last week, he met a labradoodle named Brisket. Brisket sent flowers. Brisket's flowers are right there, on the dumpster next to mine, the white ones. Those are Brisket's. And Marcello, who was sweet, who was the high harmony, who was the only innocent thing in this alley, Marcello got hit by my boys by accident at the wrong dock. And I have come tonight to your wake, Carlo, in your alley behind your pizza place, with flowers from a bodega and an apology that does not reach this. I have called off the war, I have called off the hit list. The list is in the dumpster, the list is Carlo, the list is gone. By midnight tonight, every cat I know is stand down! Marcello! High harmony kid, you should be singing this, Marcello. And the dog crew is reaching for the note, the note is gone, Marcello. The alley is silent where you used to be, Marcello. And the war is over, Carlo. The war is over. I am done. Carlo, pass the bottle, will you? The whiskey. Yes, thank you. The labradoodle is here. Brisket is here. Brisket is right over there by the fire escape. Brisket kid, I am sorry. We did not know!
Jimmy, sit down. The dumpster lid is sturdy, sit. Take the slice. The slice is cold. The pizza is from Sal's. Sal made it earlier today, before he knew. Marcello, my friend, my son, my high harmony, my Bichon Frise. 14 years on this corner, and the only one who could hit the F above middle C was you. And tonight Tony is sitting in the corner crying. Vito is calling everyone Bruno. Frankie is on a 4th bottle, and the harmony kid is broken. And brisket is here. The labradoodle Marcello's bumble match. Brisket brought white flowers. Brisket is staying for the wake. Brisket is fine. Brisket is sitting next to Frankie. Brisket and Frankie have been talking about fishing of all things. Marcello brought him to the alley. The kid never brought anyone to the alley. He must have really liked him. And I want to say, Jimmy, and I am only gonna say this once, between us on the dumpster, I do not blame you, I do not blame your boys, I do not blame the wrong address, I blame the war, I blame me, I blame an old dog who held a corner 2 years too long. And Marcello paid for it, and Marcello was the sweetest among us. Marcello, kid, the harmony is yours, the high note is yours. Marcello, and the dog crew is silent, the growl is silent, the doo-wop is gone. Marcello, the alley is quieter than it has been since Vinny, since 2009, and the war is over, Jimmy. The war is over, I agree. And we will split the alley, Jimmy. We will split it like you offered the first time. You take the rooftops, I take the dock. The bins by day, the fire escape neutral, Cafe Reggio on MacDougal. Second Tuesday of every month, you and me in Marcello's name. And the second cup of coffee, every second Tuesday, we pour onto the floor for him. Jimmy, between us, between 2 old men on a dumpster on a wake night, listen to the chittering from the rooftops, from the fire escapes. Do you hear it? Do you hear it, Jimmy? It's been there all night. It's been there all week. It's been there since Tuesday, since Tony. And I do not know what it is, but it is many of them. And it is closer, and it is patient, and it is listening. And whatever it is, Jimmy, whatever the chittering is,
chittering is not on our side. Pass the bottle back. Yes, thank you. Tomorrow we finalize the split. We meet here 2 a.m. and we figure out what the chittering is. Carlo cold slice number 2. Same dumpster. The flowers from last night still here. Brisket left this morning. Brisket said to tell you, Marcello was a great guy. Okay, so here's the proposal, the actual proposal. After the war, after the wake, you take the dock, I take the rooftops, the bins we split by day of the week. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, your dogs eat. Tuesdays, Thursdays, my cats. Saturdays we share, Sunday Sal does inventory. Nobody touches the bins and the fire escape. The fire escape, we agreed last night, is neutral, right? The fire escape, Carlo. The fire escape is neutral, right? Carlo, the fire escape, Carlo. The chittering is coming from the fire escape, Carlo. The chittering is on our fire escape right now. What the alley needed was a partnership after Marcello, after the wake, after everything we figured it out. And tonight on a dumpster on Mulberry with one cold slice of pizza, the alley becomes finally what it should always have been, ours. Carlo, the chittering. Carlo, there are 4 of them now on the fire escape with hoodies. Carlo, they have hoodies.
Jimmy, I accept the proposal. I accept the rooftops. I accept the bin schedule. I accept Cafe Reggio. I accept that you pay half the coffee in cash second Tuesday. I accept, most importantly, that we pour the second coffee on the floor for Marcello. That is non-negotiable. That coffee is Marcello's in perpetuity. And one small concession, Jimmy. Italian holidays, the dock is mine alone.
San Gennaro. The Feast of St. Anthony, the entire week of December 18th through Epiphany. And Jimmy, on Marcelo's birthday, May the 3rd, the dock is closed. Closed for, you know, for him. The whole alley's silent for an hour at 3 p.m. What the alley needed, what the alley needed was a partnership. 15 years I held this corner alone, and it cost me Marcello and my knees. And tonight, with a cat on a dumpster with one cold slice of pizza, the alley becomes finally what it should always. What Jimmy, what is that? Jimmy, the fire escape. Jimmy, turn around slowly. Carlo, who are they? I think Jimmy. I think they have receipts. Yo, Carlo, Jimmy. Sit down. 6 months on this rooftop, 6 months with a clipboard and a plan. 6 months watching y'all kill each other for an alley. You was renting from a man, the man being me. The lease being unwritten, the terms being implied. Tony's tail at the Fulton Fish Market, that was on the schedule. That was a Tuesday, I filed. The Polaroid in Astoria, basement under Pavlos. Yeah, we knew, my crew was on the roof. We laughed at the thumb photo was, frankly, proof that the leadership of this block had entered its decline. And Marcello, gentlemen, that one was on me. I'm sorry about that one, I am. Marcello was collateral. We had a sniper position covering the deep fry at the dumpling place. We did not adjust for the Bichon. The Bichon was unscheduled. That was, for what it's worth, a raccoon error. We grieved the dog, what the raccoons knew. What the raccoons knew. While the cat and the dog was warring, the raccoons was acquiring. What the raccoons knew. Y'all was tenants of the roof, and the landlord, gentleman, has been wearing a mask. You finalized the truce, that's beautiful, that's cute, that's fine. The truce don't change the L, the digger, the ledger is and has always been mine. You got Cafe Reggio every second Tuesday, pour out a cup from Marcello, sure. But the dock you split, the rooftops you split, the bins you split by day. Already on the books, already invoiced, already due. Jimmy Whisker, your hit list winning our shredded Tuesday. By the way, Carlo, big stuff. Your fedora got mentioned in our minutes this morning. You stay on as employees, bin shift, weekday rate, no benefits. So you walk slow, walk west. The fire escape is the exit. What the raccoons knew. What the raccoons knew. The cat and dog war was a distraction. We were closing. What the raccoons knew. Y'all was the labor force, and the landlord, gentleman, has been wearing a mask. Now you might be thinking, Raz, that's That's harsh, that's cold, that's